Hello, and in this video I'm going to show you how to enjoy Kirklees Library's ebooks on your iPad. So to start off, wake the iPad up, we'll press the home button, press it again, and what we need to do in the first instance is install the Libby app that you'll use to download and read the books. So let's go to the App Store. Well, the icon for the App Store there. And in the search bar, we tap in the search bar and type Libby, Libby. And in your search results, you will see this app, Libby by Overdrive, and that's the one we want. So we'll press Get, and we're asked to confirm that. We'll install it. And you can see the little spinny cursor there. A little bit of time passes, and you now have an open button, so you can open the app from there within the App Store, or more usually you would open it from the icon on the front screen or one of the screens of your iPad. And there it is, Libby. Okay, and Libby's first question for you is, do you have a library card? Hopefully you do, because we need the 9-digit number that usually starts 097 from the front of your library card in order to log in to Libby. So if you haven't already joined the library, please do so, and then return to this video when you've got a card and the card number. So, do you have a library card? For the purposes of the video, I'm going to assume you have, so we'll say yes. Let's look up our library. Libby will guess our library if we want. I'm not quite sure how that goes, but it's simple enough to search for our library. And if we put the library name in there, we'll tap in the box and we'll type Kirklees in there. And Libby searches in real time, and lo and behold, finds Kirklees Libraries. Don't worry about the different individual branches. That's all we need to tell her. So now we've told it we're a Kirklees Library borrower. We have to enter our card details. So you need the 9-digit card number from the front of your library card. Enter library account details. Tap in the box. Change to numbers. Put my card number in. Check your card number, make sure you've got the right one, and then press next. And then you need the 4-digit PIN number that you should have received with the card. If you didn't, you can ring the library service on 01484 414 868, and if you have your library card number, somebody there will tell you the PIN. That number will be repeated again later in the video, so don't worry if you didn't get it. Anyway, let's put the PIN number in. And that's great, we're logged in. So if we just hit next, then we're taken to the front page of the Kirklees Library's ebooks offering. Before you get to see the main features of the screen, before you get to see the search window and what have you, on this front cover you will see specialist collections. So we've got books here for World Health Day. We've got Harry Potter collection there. Workout from Home. Humorous Parenting. And Nature Around Us. Now, this collection is worth mentioning because this is something that you'll see more of as you start to use Libby. Some of the items in the collection are ebooks that you would read on a tablet such as your iPad. Some of them have a little symbol there that denotes that they're audiobooks, so they're listenables if you like. and you can see the difference between the two editions of that Chris Packham book. One of them's clearly marked as an audio book, so that's to help you not borrow the wrong one by mistake. And there's a variety of different recommendations. There we've got staff recommendations, we've got collections there for local authors, and at the bottom here you'll see two controls that you'll use more and more as time passes. That button there is for library, which basically takes you to the bit of the library where you can search for and borrow books, and shelf refers to where your borrowings will be, and you can manage your loans, see how much time you've got left on a book and whether or not you need to renew, if you can indeed renew, because like printed books, if there's a reservation outstanding on a book that you've got, you won't be able to renew it. So anyway, let's go back to the top, and at the top of the screen we've got search for a book. Now what you type in this box will be used to search against all the different aspects of the book, but the identity of the book. So the title, the author, if you type just a word, that keyword will be looked for in the title of a book, and so on. Okay, so we can now search for a book. I'm a bit of a space nerd, so I'm going to have a look for books by the astronaut Buzz Aldrin. And as we type his name, you'll see the list of possible authors appearing underneath where we type. And you can see, there we go, Buzz Aldrin. So we've got 4 books here by Buzz Aldrin. The first one, Encounter with Tiber, gives you 3 options. We can just borrow it, we can read a sample of it, or tag it to come back to later. Reading a sample of the book is very much as if you were in a physical library. You can flick through a few pages of the text, see if it's something you'd be interested in. And then when you finish with that, you scroll up, and there's a back button at the top of the screen there. And if you fancy the book, you can just borrow it. So you're borrowing the Encounter with Tiber for 21 days. Let's hit borrow. And if you remember me talking about the shelf option, it's not there at the moment, but it'll reappear a bit later on. That book will now be sitting on your shelf. So you could either start reading the book now, keep browsing, or go and to your shelf and look at what loans you've got. Let's keep browsing for now, because there's something else important that I want to show you. So let's have a look at another of Buzz's books, First on the Moon. You don't have the option to borrow this book. All you can do is place a hold on it. You can still read a sample of it, but you can't take the book out, and that's because however many copies of the book that we have are all out on other people's tickets. So you can place a hold on it, and obviously knowing who's already got it and when they took it out, Libby can tell you a bit about the book. It should be ready in about 2 weeks. We've got 1 copy. Nobody else is waiting in front of you, so you're next in the queue. So if we place a hold, when the current loan term on that book comes to an end, it'll be put onto your ticket. You'll be informed that you've got it for the next 3 weeks. If nobody else places a hold on it, you can renew it. So we've taken a book out and we've placed a hold, and we can just keep browsing. So we've got a couple more books there, but that's probably enough space books for one afternoon. If we want to look at the shelf, that's where your loans are, and it tells you when your books are due back. There are no fines associated with ebooks, as with any books in Kirklees libraries, when they reach their due term, if you don't do something about it, either return it or renew it, they simply disappear from your ticket. So on your shelf, you've got loans and holds, and there's your hold on First on the Moon, and it's telling you it'll be ready in about 2 weeks, and when you placed it today. And when you finish checking on your loans and your holds, if you press library, we can go back to the library and we can carry on looking for more books to take out. To start reading your books, you just go to the shelf, there's your loan, and you just hit open book. Tap there to see the full page, and that's it. Happy reading.